Alright, the hat's back on, and today we're going to do a video covering 20 of my favorite aromatic spicy fragrances. So if you want to find out my 20 favorite aromatic spicy fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Let's get started right away, but before I start with the list, I want to tell you a little bit about what aromatic means, and maybe you know already, but I've been asked this question over and over again, and this is a video I've been planning for a while. And aromatic usually goes with fougères. Aromatic usually goes with anything that contains aromatic spices. Now, I grew up around cooking in my family. My mom, her mom, were excellent cooks, and we've had really awesome Middle Eastern food, and a lot of Middle Easterners use a lot of aromatic spices, lots of herbs. So anything that you grow in an herb garden normally is considered an aromatic. Usually lavender, sage, rosemary, cumin, mint, cardamom, nutmeg, saffron, even things like star anise, fennel. All of those are considered aromatic notes or herbs or spices. So any of the fragrances that I mentioned here will have a dominant aromatic note. And these are the spicy ones. I left off most lavender because there should be a lavender video in the future sometime on this channel, specifically focusing on lavender, but today we're going to cover the aromatic spices. So this is my 20 favorite aromatic spicy fragrances, and we're going to start right off with Hermes, Voyage de Hermes, this one right here. Now to me, this is actually a tester I bought from FragranceNet quite some time ago, but to me this is probably one of the best, if not the best, cardamom fragrance, because it smells like true, really authentic cardamom. Now it's Hermes. This is the Parfum version, not the original version. It's a little more intense, which I like. The original is a little more fresher. This one has a little deepness to it, but both of them don't really perform excellently. They're pretty moderate performing and very close to the skin most of the time. But upon initial spray, when you spray this stuff, it is phenomenal. It smells amazing. This is all about cardamom, lemon, spices, woody notes, tea, green notes. It's amazing. If you like cardamom, you must try Hermes Voyage de Hermes Parfum. So that's number one. Number two, L'Artisan Parfumé Feu d'Absinthe. This one right here. Now this one focuses on wormwood, which is what they use to create absinthe. It's another aromatic spicy note, which I absolutely love. This is probably one of the best interpretations of licorice, anise, and wormwood and things like that. So if you like that style of fragrance, you must try this one. But it also has notes of pine tree, balsam fir, then there's star anise, along with that wormwood, as I mentioned, nutmeg, and unique fragrances. Now, L'Artisan Parfumé is an amazing house, and they have awesome fragrances, and they've been around since the 70s, founded by Jean Laporte, who also founded the brand Maître Parfumé at Gantier. I've spoken about both of these brands quite a bit on this channel. But if you like licorice, anise, wormwood, absinthe, all of that stuff, Feu d'Absinthe, amazing. Check it out. Next, a classic from the house of Cartier. This is Declaration, the Parfum edition. This is all about cardamom again. Cardamom I find to be a very aromatic note, and I love the way cardamom smells. But this one, you also have cumin, or actually in this case caraway. So you got cardamom, bitter orange, which is giving you the citrus touches, the sweeter, bitter, the citrus touches. Then you have that caraway, then you have birch wood, black pepper, and a lot of other notes. This one is quite phenomenal. It's been around since the late 90s, originally created by Jean-Claude Elaine, and then this particular Parfum version was created by Mathilde Laurent, who is an in-house perfumer at Cartier. If you like cardamom, if you like sexy cumin, classy masculine fragrances for men, check out Cartier Declaration. One other thing I want to mention, someone that I know works for Cartier told me that Declaration d'Ansoir has been discontinued. I don't know if that's the case worldwide, but this is a Cartier rep, but this, according to her, Declaration d'Ansoir is discontinued here in the States. So Cartier Declaration is the third one, and then African Leather is the fourth one on this list. MEMO.PARIS African Leather. We recently featured it in my MEMO.PARIS Leathers video, all on its own because they got their own separate video. If you haven't watched that video yet, check it out. I shot it with Dahlia, and we ranked 6 of our favorite Well, I guess they're all our favorites, but we just rank them in our favorites order. But this one is amazing. It's an awesome, awesome leather with cardamom, saffron. That's another note that's also aromatic. Vetiver, Cumin. So it's a who's who of spices with leather. It's a phenomenal fragrance. I think it's the best leather that they've put out. It's my favorite, and it was Dahlia's favorite too. And it could be your favorite too. So check it out. This is African leather from MEMO.PARIS. Another staple for an aromatic spicy fragrance fan. If you haven't tried it, definitely do try that one as well. All right, the next fragrances we have here, starting with IDEO Parfums Prism Blues, which I reviewed recently. If you haven't caught that review, check it out. This is a very, very sexy fragrance. It's patchouli, it's cardamom, it's oud, labdanum, black pepper. So it's a very, very aromatic, spicy fragrance. The other thing I want to mention is, I mentioned patchouli here in this fragrance. Patchouli is also considered an aromatic style of fragrance. It's an herb. It's actually from the mint family, but nobody eats patchouli. But man, it smells amazing. It's been one of my favorite notes for the longest time. I think in the late 80s, there was that whole 60s revival thing happening. A lot of people here in San Francisco, when I was going to high school, started to wear patchouli. So I started really, really appreciating it at that time. But there were also other times when I smelled patchouli. It just resonated with me. So patchouli is definitely an aromatic note. So it is really, really big here. It's a full-on patchouli, but then you also have the cardamom, and then you got that spice from black pepper, labdanum, oud, amazing. Check it out. It is Prism Blues. That's one for you to try. Next, we're going to PENHALIGON'S Savoy Steam. This is awesome, this fragrance. It is rose, but wow, it is so good. You smell bay leaves in here, or bay laurel, and then you also have cardamom in here, eucalyptus, you got pink pepper, geranium. That's another note I forgot to mention. Geranium is definitely another aromatic, spicy note, but this one is really, really, the name really actually is true. Steam comes to mind when you smell it. It does have a steamy kind of smell, but it's so green and pungent with the spices. It's an amazing fragrance. But there's rose too. The rose is not full on in your face rose. It's almost like it's a supporting player. It's kind of been washed over with the spices and the green touches of the eucalyptus and the bay leaves and things like that. Awesome stuff. So this is Savoy Steam from PENHALIGON'S. Next, of course, we're going to LAYTON from Parfums de Marly, and this is a very, very, I guess, popular fragrance in the fragrance community. It's sort of gourmand to me because you got vanilla and apple, but you got a full-on big blast of cardamom in here. Again, cardamom is one of the fragrance notes that I really, really love because it's used in Middle Eastern coffee. Black Turkish coffee laced with cardamom is something that is consumed quite frequently in the Middle East, and I've really loved that note. It smells amazing, and it is pretty prominent here. There's also in here sandalwood, so you've got a very, very creamy touch. And then, of course, we also have another aromatic note of lavender in here. It's an awesome release. It's LAYTON, not LAYTON exclusive, so check that one out for a great aromatic, spicy fragrance. Next, we're going to Essential Parfums Mon Vetiver, this one right here. I recently did a profile of this house. Fragrances under $100. These are retailing for about $75 for 100 ml. You can find them at Lucky Scent, and apparently you can order from them too, and they have free shipping, so check that out. Check out my review. But this is all about gin, vetiver, lime, juniper, lavender. So you've got those aromatic notes. Juniper berries are definitely, and the juniper leaves are definitely aromatic notes, and it's with vetiver. It's a very, very refreshing experience, but it's very, very aromatic, and it's also vetiver. So if you like vetiver, you think it's dark and it's kind of too earthy for you, you might want to try this one. I think it's a great, easy to wear vetiver with those aromatic and spicy notes. So that's Mon Vetiver from Essential Parfums. This is Guerlain's Heritage EDP. I also have the EDT. The EDP is fairly new to me. You can either do either if you are looking for an aromatic, spicy fragrance from the House of Guerlain. This is all about patchouli. Major player here. It's amazing. Amber, sandalwood, oak moss, juniper berries, lavender. Man, I think this is becoming like one of my favorite designer fragrances that still exists today because they have not decided to get rid of it. Because it's that patchouli in here, it is a phenomenal fragrance. It is I've had the EDT in its original formulation going back to several years, many years, but now that they've rebottled them in this, I'm rediscovering them, and they're freaking phenomenal. So this is a great aromatic spicy fragrance from the house of Guerlain, and a very classy masculine fragrance for men. So check it out, Guerlain Heritage EDP or EDT. In this case, you can do either. All right, the next batch of fragrances, we've got INITIO's Oud for Greatness here. Awesome fragrance. This is all about saffron for me. It's a big dose of saffron. Very aromatic, spicy, leathery saffron. I always associate leather and saffron together because saffron does tend to go leathery for as far as smells go. Very unique for me. I get the leather from it, but it's also very spicy. But then you also have lavender here. You've got oud and you've got nutmeg. So both spices and green aromatic notes. One awesome concoction. It's big, it's bold, it's in your face, and it's awesome. INITIO Oud for Greatness. Check it out for an awesome aromatic spicy experience. Next, we're going to Parle-moi de Parfum, and this is Papyrus Oud 71. Here we have Patchouli, Papyrus. Also, it's another aromatic note, Papyrus, and Vetiver, Musk, and Oak Moss. So those of you that are fans of Gucci Pour Homme, the original, not Pour Homme 2, and you've been wanting your fragrance to come back, get this one because it has very similar similarities. And I think what they did was, according to the brand owner, the guy who created this is Michel Almerac, who also created Gucci Pour Homme. And the guy who started this brand is the son of Michel Almerac. So he asked his father to create a fragrance that kind of has the similarities of Gucci Pour Homme because you can't get it. So it's smoky, it's incensey, it's aromatic, it's oudy, and it's patchouli. So it's a great scent. I really love it. It's really ultra woody too. So if you like woody fragrances, check out Papyrus Oud 71 from Parle-moi de Parfum. GALLIVANT Tokyo, amazing green aromatic spicy experience. Here we go with the cardamom again. I think this list is kind of turning out to be cardamom heavy because I find cardamom to be ultra aromatic and spicy. But here we got cardamom, amber, incense, hinoki, black pepper, wasabi, nutmeg. Lots of notes of aromatic notes. Wasabi, the nutmeg, the black pepper, and the cardamom all create a major aromatic spicy concoction. And this is an awesome scent. I really love smelling it. It's very unique. I think it's become my favorite from what I own from this house. And there are a few others I want to pick up, but for now it's Tokyo. If you want a green aromatic spicy experience for a fragrance, check out GALLIVANT Tokyo. This next one is from the house of Parfums de Nicolai. This is Patchouli Intense. Here we've got big doses of geranium. It's huge. There's a major peppery vibe, and the patchouli in here also is not your typical patchouli. Like you're not going to get patchouli that's in here. It's completely different. Something about the concoction or the creation of this fragrance has made a very unique patchouli scent, which is not existent anywhere else. If you like patchouli but you want to venture out from your typical smelling patchouli fragrances, you might want to try this one. But it is very aromatic and spicy. Got lots of geranium here, as I said, patchouli. You've got lavender that's also in here, and the orange. Very unique. Awesome fragrance. I have a full-on review of this one. Check it out if you're very curious. So this is Parfums de Nicolai Patchouli Intense. And this one here is an awesome release from the house of Louis Vuitton. This is Orage. Again, patchouli. We got bergamot, vetiver, iris, grapefruit, hedione. This is so good. This is so sexy. This kind of reminds me of a few other fragrances I know of, but here it is just phenomenal. This is probably one of my favorite releases. Definitely top 3, maybe top 5. Top 3 for sure, actually. Orage is awesome. If you don't know it, check it out. It's an awesome spicy, I guess, aromatic spicy experience. So Orage from Louis Vuitton, check that one out as well. And last but not least, we've got these 5 fragrances here, starting with Incident Diplomatique from SAVOY. And here we have the patchouli, the nutmeg, vetiver, orange for a classy, masculine, very aromatic spicy experience. I've spoken a lot about this fragrance. I could have featured psychedelic, which is also aromatic and spicy. I went with this one because I think I find vetiver to be a little bit aromatic as well. And you also have that nutmeg in here. It's unique. I mean, we had other patchouli fragrances, but this one's more vetiver and patchouli. It's an awesome release. Really, really a head turner. People stop you on the streets and ask you what you're wearing. If you like compliments, then definitely try this one. This is Incident Diplomatique from SAVOY. I forgot to add this one in the list, but this one is here, Ormond Jane, and it's Mon Tobacco. Here we have an awesome release with cardamom, tobacco, tea, clary sage. Very, very classy. This house reeks class. So to me, this one is very, very aromatic and spicy, but there's a freshness about it. So I would consider this one to be fresh spicy because it just doesn't have like the heft. Like warm spicy fragrances go really, really deep and rich. This one is a fresh spicy fragrance and very, very aromatic. And it's easier to wear than some of these other ones that go warm spicy. I hope you understand what I mean. Hopefully I'll do a video that explains warm spicy versus fresh spicy. But here, this is a very, very fresh spicy, very easy to wear, classy, aromatic, spicy fragrance with that tobacco and the cardamom. Of course, you also have the clary sage. So it's very, very green. Check it out. This is Ormond Jane Mon Tobacco. Next, we're going to the house of MEMO.PARIS again. This is Marfa Spices. You can still go with the Marfa, the original Marfa. It's all about tuberose, lots of spices like cardamom. You've got cedar in here as well, and it's orange blossom. I find both Marfa and Marfa Spices to be ultra masculine tuberose fragrance. Men can totally appreciate. This one actually, even they've boosted up the spices, and it's really, really cardamom heavy. So you've got the tuberose, you've got lots of cardamom, and you also have a major, major dose of woody cedar. So if you are a man and you're challenged with wearing tuberose, try something like this, either the original Marfa or Marfa Spices. It's really, really awesome. So that's Marfa Spices from MEMO.PARIS. Next, we're going to the House of Creed, and this is Geranium Vetiver, or Vetiver Geranium. And here we have geranium in the name of the fragrance, and geranium is one of those very, very aromatic, spicy notes. So you've got geranium, apple, lemon, cedar, bergamot, patchouli, vetiver. Oh man, this is so good. This is actually a true vetiver with geranium compared to the original vetiver from Creed, which I personally do not find much vetiver in it to begin with. But if you want a true vetiver, check out this one. It's very, very classy from Creed. Awesome to wear. I love this one. I picked it up kind of late, but I'm in love with it. So this is Vetiver Geranium from Creed for a great, great aromatic, spicy fragrance. We're going to the house that I haven't spoken much about, but soon will be a review about the house. This is Le Parfum de Rosine Vanille Paradox. Now we're adding vanilla into the mix here, but you want vanilla in the mix with lots of aromatic spices. You got it here. This is so aromatic heavy. This is amazing. Like, you've got really, really warm, spicy concoction here, but very, very aromatic. You've got vanilla, nutmeg, juniper, grapefruit, rosemary, cardamom, you name it. If you like your vanilla spicy, this is definitely one to try. So this is Vanille Paradox from Le Parfums de Rosine. I love the bottle too, as you can see. And last but not least, I left one note for the aromatic note at the end, and it is mint. And what we have here, You Are Someone Like You from État Libre d'Orange. So we've got mint, anise, green notes, cassis in here, and it is really big on the mint. It's so aromatic, spicy, it's amazing. But this one is, again, like the Mon Tobacco from Ormond Jane. This one is very, very fresh spicy rather than warm spicy. A lot of these are warm spicy fragrances, but here, something like this is also very fresh spicy. This is also very, very fresh spicy. I think there are warm touches in here. But if you like it fresh and spicy, aromatic spicy, then definitely check out definitely check out You Or Someone Like You from État Libre d'Orange. This is perfect, 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 perfect fragrance for summer. Anyway, guys, that's the list. 20 aromatic spicy fragrances. What are your thoughts? Do you like aromatic fragrances? Do you like aromatic spicy fragrances? And if you like aromatic spicy fragrances, do you like them on the fresh spicy side or the warm spicy side? Let me know, put some comments down. Also, let me know if you like any of these fragrances or you've been wanting them. I want to find out what you guys know or have heard of. I speak a lot about these fragrances on this channel, and of course these are my favorite aromatic spicy fragrances. But let me know, and if I've missed anything, please do point it out, put a comment down so I find out. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.